What is up, guys? Welcome back. Rick Brunson revealed the truth on the Jalen Brunson details, and this stream is already off to a weird start because my computer is bugging out right now, but it's all good. Guys, the New York Knicks and Rick Brunson, we know there was that issue with Donte Divincenzo. Well, Rick Brunson revealed the truth on Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart's show, the Roommates podcast, and also there is a huge injury update that will have a massive impact on the New York Knicks, as Nicholas Claxton is out for a while, just ahead of the Knicks playing 2 games. And we also, as you can see right below me, we have a guest. He is the host of Thunder Digest. He writes for Thunderous Intentions of Fansided. Him and I argue in a group chat very often about the NBA. It's Bryson Atkins. He's finally made it to the show. Bryson, thank you so much for being here. It's been a long time coming. It's great to have you on. It's great that you got Knicks legend Isaiah Roby hung up behind you. And it's great to know that Jalen Brunson is just better than Shea. I'm coming out swinging.
Come on now. You don't gotta lie, all right? You don't gotta lie. It's okay to be funny from time to time, crack a few jokes, but you don't gotta just straight up lie to people, all right? You don't gotta say that.
Well, so recently, Rick Brunson, as you may have seen, Bryson, Rick Brunson and Donte Divincenzo got into a bit of a scuffle after the Knicks and the Timberwolves played a preseason game, and there was a lot of people wondering what was going on there. And, well, Rick Brunson was on the Roommates show with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, and he spoke out on this saying, you know what? We're both competitive people. It's all good. He's still invited to Thanksgiving dinner. So looks like we're having a bit of a happy ending to the Rick Brunson, Donte Divincenzo weirdness. Obviously, we got the boys, Matt and Dariel, back. And look, guys, I mean, I've seen a lot of noise, and I've seen on a podcast now that Donte Divincenzo seems like he misses playing on the New York Knicks. That's part of the reason why he was causing all that hubbub in the preseason game. He was upset. He was not happy that he got traded off the New York Knicks. He was pretty blindsided by it also, as Bryson takes a nice, healthy sip of wine right there. Welcome to Happy Hour.
I just want to sip my wine because my team doesn't have these kinds of problems. We don't beef with anyone. We're just sitting at the top, and life is good right now, so I might as well celebrate a little bit.
And Dariel's taller than all your starters.
Yo, Chris, we gotta have guests that are in the same position as us, where they have worries. Last week we had Bruce, who has no worries. This week we got Bryson, who has no worries besides the whole Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet. But
Hartenstein's going to be back next week. I mean, I saw videos of him today at practice. He's,
that's what I'm saying. You guys, Chet is out, but you guys have Hartenstein to replace him. It's like you guys are really good.
And if we need to, we'll just trade for a big. It's not like we have 20,000 draft picks and players that have a ton of trade value to themselves already that don't really play much on the team just because how stacked we are. So it's like we're in a good spot for the next 5-6 years or so. So I'm not worried at all. It's a great time over in Bricktown.
Well, obviously there's been a lot going on with the New York Knicks. There's some turmoil over on this end, but it's all good. It's all fine. Look, they're a new team. There's going to be some struggles when you don't have a rim protector. They're going to get their rim protectors back. Both of them who get minutes are not really healthy at the moment. One of them's got a hamstring injury and will return around early December. And the other one, Mitchell Robinson, is going... Oh, Bryson, your friend is in the chat saying that Brunson's an average starting point guard. And he's... And
Who said that?
You got some subscribers or some friends. I saw the Twitter announcement. I meant to retweet it. I'll send that out in a second. But yeah, you got people.
Let me pull it up. I just want to see who's in here.
You got some people saying that that apparently Ja Morant is better than Brunson, which is fun. But the New York Knicks are playing the Brooklyn Nets in 2 straight games. One of them for the in-season tournament tonight. And it's going to be very interesting to watch and see how that goes, especially considering that Nicholas Claxton, the one big man on the Brooklyn Nets, is injured. So Karl-Anthony Towns is going to have free range to just go ballistic. Now, Matt, we were both questioning this Karl-Anthony Towns trade, as was Dariel. I've completely changed my tune. I think it was a wonderful trade. 10 out of 10. Would trade again. What
All
do
right,
you
we need to
expect?
relax. We need to relax.
It's a 10 out of 10 trade.
He's on a tear, no question about it. I'm very happy the way he's playing, but we all know what happens when April 16th comes around with Cat. This all depends on Cat on the playoffs. He needs to take that next leap in the playoffs. The regular season numbers are great. Of course, I want him to keep on a rampage, keep going because we need your minutes, we need your points, all that to succeed in the regular season. But let's not get too carried away. Sorry, carry on, Bryson.
Nah, I'm going to cut in here. I think this trade, I know we didn't like it originally, and I know Karl Anthony Towns is on a tear right now. Points wise, he's scoring more points than we were expecting. But I'm still not 10 out of 10 all the way in with you, Chris, because we were worried about his defense, and I'm still worried about his defense. The Knicks, the defensive points against per game is higher than it was last year. And it's a little bit worrisome to me because Tibbs every year comes out this, with the Knicks, has had an amazing defense every single year. And Pat isn't a guy that I trust in the paint. I know Mitchell Robinson and Precious Achiuwa are supposed to going to come back at some point, but Mitchell Robinson is not a guy that I trust to stay healthy long term. So if we are stuck in the playoffs, there's going to be at least a couple playoff games. I plan for the Knicks to have at least 3 playoff series, and Mitchell Robinson is going to miss multiple games in the playoffs because that's who he's proven himself to be over the course of his career. So if Cat is forced back into the 5 for those games, I'm not so sure they win against a playoff caliber team.
They'll find ways to adjust as the season goes on. Something that's evidently clear with the New York Knicks is that Tom Thibodeau doesn't make adjustments till between Game 15 and Game 20 to see if everything will fix itself, and if it doesn't, he'll make a change. I mean, Quentin Grimes started for the Knicks last season. Now he's in weird differing roles on the Dallas Mavericks that seemingly change most nights. He's been out of the rotation at times. He's been starting. Like, we saw Donte Divincenzo come in and take over. Like, Tibbs is willing to make adjustments. It's a matter of time for the Knicks to go out there and make adjustments. And frankly, I'm not really that concerned at all about the Knicks. I'm really not. I don't think there's any reason to freak out over a team that's 5-6 when they were 5-5 last year and had a losing record 10 games in before. I don't think it matters at all. Unfortunately, someone's favorite team had to go out there and take Isaiah Hartenstein.
Maybe pay the man the money he deserved. I don't know.
We physically couldn't.
Figure out a way. We figured out a way. We traded away some of our guys that we knew weren't going to be part of the squad long term due to they couldn't, get time. So we traded them away for Gordon Hayward, who had an expiring contract. It expired, and we were like, okay, we can just drop the bag on him now so he can for sure win the finals this year. I mean, I don't see any team now after signing Hartenstein, trading for Alex Caruso as well, signing Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe to long-term team-friendly deals. I don't see any team that can beat the Thunder in a 7-game series completely healthy. Even the Celtics, I think we beat them in 6.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't think it's that crazy though. I don't think it's that.
We have a historically good defense. Is the thing.
Yeah.
We are forcing 21 turnovers a game at the moment. Name another team that is forcing at least 15 a game. You can't really think of that. We're averaging around 13 steals a game, 10 blocks a game. It is crazy. Our net rating is 10.5, and we don't even have a top 10 offensive rating in the league. That's how good our defense is. Before Chet got injured, our defensive rating was 98.5 as a team. 98.5. Where the closest one after that, I think, was the Cavs or Magic, and they were giving up 107.3 points per game on average. We almost had a 10-point differential for defensive rating than the second team. It's just that's how good our defense is, where our offense can score 115, 120 a game, and we're still going to blow teams out because we're not going to give up more than 100.
Yeah, Bryson, can I ask you a question? What is the expectations of championship?
I feel like a bunch of fans are expecting championship. My expectations are get to the finals. Make a deep run, get to the finals. Not even win it. Just get to the finals and prove that this worked. All right? That's all that I'm asking for. Because this will be the second year we have a complete full team with the young core that we want. With Dub, Shea, and Chet. All right? It'll be the second full year that we have them together. If they can get to the finals and get that experience and development, I think for sure the season after this, 2025, 2026, it's the Thunders to lose. Even this year, it's kind of tough looking at it. It's like fully healthy. we can go 12 guys deep. Now, I don't think we will. I think we'll go like 10 guys deep come playoff time, especially if we make a trade. I've seen the counterpart of the New York teams, Brooklyn Nets. Cam Thomas is someone apparently that the Thunder are eyeing from what I've seen on reports and articles. I think adding him, add that catch and shoot 3-point presence along with that length for rebounds, that Thunder team could be deadly. Throw him at the 4, you slide Dub back down to the 3, his natural position. There just might be no team after that can beat Oklahoma City in a 7-game series.
I'm going to argue this on the sense of I don't think the Thunder are physically big enough this season. I think I've been very pro Thunder. We've talked about this a lot. The Thunder do everything ahead of schedule. Last year, they were supposed to be a solid team, and
we were supposed to be like the 6 seed, maybe 7 seed, borderline play-in team. You know?
And you
Chris,
were the 1 seed.
Even with Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein, you still don't when they're both back healthy, you still don't think they're big enough.
They have the same weakness. They can get bodied by.
Also, our
guys.
backup center is 6'10".
Who? Jalen.
J. Will, he's 6'10", 250. Isaiah Hartenstein, 7 foot, 255 pounds. Like, we have big bodies that play and come off the bench. The thing
about Hartenstein, he gets bodied by bigger centers. Miles Turner was absolutely baking him.
Come on.
Joel Embiid was running through him, and I know he's Embiid. I get that. But, like, that is the one weakness in Isaiah Hartenstein's game is the man is not that strong. He's physical, which makes
Well, we don't need that. We needed him, and everyone keeps on saying you needed Hartenstein for his rebounding and rim presence. I don't think so. Sure, it's an added benefit, but we needed someone to set screens on offense, and we needed a facilitator at the 5.
Yeah, and he's great at both
and
of
you
those
cannot
things.
lie. Yeah, he's great at both of them. Off-ball screens, our 3-point percentages have not been great to start the season, but when I was watching him in preseason, when the 3 games I saw, his off-ball screens for guys like Isaiah Joe, Alex Caruso, Dub, Shea, all of our true shooters, they would get open looks and knock those down because of the hard off-ball screens he'd set. I think that's going to unlock this offense, and while I was watching the sets that they were running through him, every single set when he was on the floor started with him. He'd get the ball at the top of the key, and they would look for a dribble handoff so they could drive to the rim. If that's not there, he kicks it out to the wing, goes sets an off-ball screen for someone to go to the top of the key, open 3-pointer, bang, and he makes it. Like, he truly unlocks everything for the Thunder offensively. When he's healthy, there's not a single thing that the Thunder can't do great on the offensive end. Defensively, yes, I get it. He usually gets bodied on the defensive ends by big opponents. And when I mean big bodies, I'm not talking muscular. I'm talking they just have size to them. All right, that's simple. They just have size to them is what I'm talking about.
Nah, for real. And,
Yo, I don't know what that was, but anyway.
Something off screen just happened. One of my
So Chris just accidentally added someone to our Zoom call.
That was not me. That literally. Oh, it is me.
My hands are right here. You can see him.
No,
You
it was
can see
me.
him.
It was me.
Yeah, it was definitely you. The guy's name, his last name was Gallagher. It was definitely you.
Yeah,
but Chris,
because
this
his
isn't
real
Thunder
last name
Digest.
is definitely Gallagher.
This isn't Thunder Happy Hour. This is Knicks Happy Hour. Let's bring it back.
Bryson.
Let's
How
bring it
dare
back
you
here.
answer the
Sorry,
question
you
I
brought
asked.
me on here, and like you brought up the whole thing about Hartenstein.
No one wanted to hear.
I'll leave. I'll end the Zoom meeting right now.
No, I need the Zoom premium. I don't have it.
Yeah, he needs to invite his brother back to the call.
Yep.
That's
totally
it. I
my
need
brother.
more. You guys are driving me insane.
All right, Chris, we got a lot of comments complaining about Tom Thibodeau's coaching so far, saying that any of the 4 of us could coach the Knicks better than what he's doing right now. How do you respond to these comments?
Tibbs is a great coach. What do people expect? Like the Knicks to go out there and
Wow.
instantly know how to play?
Don't lie to the viewers.
Yo, mute his mic. Mute
Tibbs is great.
his mic.
I love Tom
Yo.
Thibodeau as a coach. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's done a great job with the team. I think that, look, they're a team that doesn't have their rim protectors. Both of them happen to be injured, and he's not playing Hukporti because he's the 58th overall pick in the draft. There's an argument to see why he's not doing that, and I get that it's frustrating as I just completely just burned my hand, which is lovely. But look, I honestly think that worrying about the Knicks is pointless right now because we haven't seen the team with a rim protector yet. We're going to see the team with a rim protector, and if the Knicks decide they want to trade Achua, they're going to trade for another rim protector who's basically just going to be better Mitchell Robinson insurance than either Precious Achua, Jericho Sims, or Ariel Hukporti is. So I'm really not that concerned at all. You could find another way to get another center who could protect the rim. There's always going to be rim protectors available. The Knicks, if it really comes down to it, if there's injuries post-trade deadline, You got a man in the G League, and the Knicks have the best salary cap manager in basketball in Brock Aller. You have a guy, and Bryson is going to get excited when I say the name because his best season was on the Thunder. You have a guy in Moses Brown who's 7'2", a great shot blocker, great lob threat. I'm fine with that being an option also for the Knicks in a more longer-term sense, or a break glass in case of emergency type deal, especially considering we don't know if Landry Shamet's going to be healthy. It's unclear. He's rehabbing his shoulder right now, and it really falls on, is Shamet's shoulder going to need surgery? Because if it is, the Knicks won't re-sign him. If it's not, and I am going to do a whole video about this, breaking it down, I'll probably come out tomorrow or Sunday, that right now, the Knicks are happy to re-sign Shamet. It's just a matter of if he's healthy. And if he's not healthy, the Knicks aren't going to re-sign him, and they're going to look somewhere else. I mean, Matt Ryan has struggled so far, but he's a few games in. He's playing for his hometown team that he grew up being a fan of. It's totally understandable that when you're put in to do one thing and one thing only, you're going to get a little mentally thrown off, which is what's happening with Matt Ryan now. I don't think the man forgot how to shoot. He knows how to shoot a basketball, and I think he'll be great. And I think then it comes down to, are you comfortable with your ninth man being Matt Ryan or Pacome Dadier? And if the answer is yes, then you go out there and you trade Precious Achiuwa and maybe throw Jericho Sims on there also and get a better rim protector. Use your second-round picks. Use what you got. Go find Nick Richards. There's areas and angles that the Knicks can play to fix the defense. It's just a matter of seeing, is the problem with this current group? Is the problem they don't have a rim protector? Is it just working out a new muscle that's a team that has the best three-level scoring big man in the NBA who happens to not be able to play defense? It comes down to a lot of different things, and I really think what we're going to see is the Knicks solve that over January. That's when they're really going to figure it out. They're definitely already getting ready. There's guys who they've looked into in the past, like a Nick Richards, like a Jalen Duren, though Duren cannot play a lick of defense, where you're going to find out, are the Knicks going to turn back around and go for these guys again? Are they going to look for a cheaper option from rim protection? Are they comfortable with the idea of saying, hey, we're bringing Mitchell Robinson back in January when he's fully healthy and a while removed from his foot surgeries, that if we play him, if we just bring him back slowly, play him 15 minutes per game all of January, then have him going at like 24 from February to April, come the playoffs, he's going to be fresh, he's going to be ready to go. He gave Joel Embiid a ton of problems. He gave the Pacers problems for the two games in that series, or the one game in that series that he played. We're seeing Mitchell Robinson consistently come back to be the common denominator of what the Knicks need in an X factor. So it's a matter of, are they going to trust him and what his rehab is going to look like?
That's not a good thing depending on Mitch, because we know his injury history. But I keep saying it time and time again that we're not going to see what this team looks like fully for a while. Probably not till February, March. Yeah. Even when Mitchell Robinson comes back, that's great. He comes back, but he still needs to develop his stamina. He still needs to develop his win.
Absolutely.
So depending on Mitchell Robinson is always scary. But as far as fans freaking out, like, they absolutely should not, because we're just figuring things out. Cat's playing amazing, but we still have problems with our bench. Cat's playing the 5. He's going to be in foul trouble because he doesn't like playing the 5. He likes playing the 4. There's just a lot of questions around this team. Coach Tibbs is playing Matt Ryan, bro. Matt Ryan on Wednesday against the Bulls. He should, but when you're putting Matt Ryan in the lineup, like, that should show you where we are. Like, Matt Ryan, great homecoming story. That's all great. But is he going to be something that's going to be able to contribute to a team?
Well, last year he shot 45.5% from 3 on the Pelicans.
How many minutes and how many shots?
Off the top of my head, I would have to look it up, but it was...
Chris, the numbers that you throw at me are great, but you got to put it into context. 45% from 3 on 2 shots, or like on 3 shots?
He's a bench player. What do you expect him to go out there and shoot 15 times?
No, I understand that.
Who are we talking about right now?
Matt Ryan.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by chat.
Matt Ryan,
facts.
the DoorDash guy.
Who you guys should trade for? I'm going to go and say it, and I think a bunch of contending teams are going to try to trade for him. It's already been rumored. Jonas Valanciunas.
No.
Jonas Valanciunas.
We've talked about him a lot on Happy Hour, but keep going.
Yeah.
I think any contending team that is looking to add big man depth, and not even in a starter role, but in a bench role, should go after Jonas Valanciunas. He can shoot the 3 ball. He hasn't shot it a ton in his career, but when he has shown he is efficient when he is left wide open. He can knock it down when called upon. He isn't the best rim protector, but he's a big body. He's 7 foot tall, like 250 pounds. He is huge. He's going to help you
he's a
box
problem.
out and get boards. He's going to help that out right there. And it's not like it's going to take a lot to trade for him. He is on a cheap, friendly contract for the next 3 years. 3 year, $30 million deal. Just got to pay him 10 mil each year, just flat up. That is very easy to match in the NBA right now, as everyone is kind of getting overpaid. All you got to do is trade one guy and potentially 2 picks, and you can get him on the squad. And I don't want to say save the season because it's still very early. You guys have played 11, 12 games. But it would be a great pickup for any team that needs a big man. I've even talked about it with the Thunder. If the Thunder are so worried that they're not going to have big man depth, it would be very easy for them to go out and trade for Jonas Valanciunas. I think it'd be someone that like the Warriors would also look out for, Lakers, maybe even the 76ers. I think a ton of contending teams are going to be talking with the Wizards, trying to get Jonas Valanciunas. I think the Knicks need to try to head that kind of trade talks with them because I think he is the absolute need right now in New York. You need that big man that's 7 foot that's going to help you out because Mitchell Robinson, like you guys have been talking about this whole time, he's not always going to be healthy. All right, he is injury prone. He is a great trade piece, and not I'm just saying in modern day NBA, but on 2K. All right, he has a ton of value, but it doesn't actually show up on the court in real life if you're just going to be hurt all the time, and you need someone to be there in case.
Jonas for the season is averaging 12.7 points, 7.8 rebounds, 2.5 assists
On the lowest minutes of his career.
Minutes, he's averaging 20 minutes. Yeah, so field goals made 5.1 out of 8.8 field goal attempts, which is 58%. 3-pointers, he's not really attempting any 3-pointers this season, like Bryson mentioned. But going back to Matt Ryan and Coach Tibbs playing him, like that should show you where we are as a team. Like kudos to Coach Tibbs for playing him because we know Coach Tibbs and rookies, and Matt Ryan is not a rookie, but he's not really known as well. So I don't know, man. It's just we are where we are, and I said this in another video that we should be at least expecting to be around 500 or a little bit better than 500 come All-Star game, and that's pretty much what we're doing right now. So I don't know what the Knicks fans are expecting. Matt, what up? You got anything?
Yeah, let Matt go.
Yeah, I was gonna say talking about talking about the center. He's the same thing that Karl Anthony Towns is. He's Valanciunas. He can shoot the three. He's good at offense, but he's bad on defense. So you named a lot of teams that he makes a ton of sense for. The Lakers, the 76ers. They have great rim protectors. He would be a great pickup for them for depth. The Knicks need a rim protector. That's the type of center that they would be going out to trade for, should they trade for another center. So that's why Valanciunas doesn't make sense for the Knicks, although I think he made a lot of great points, and he does make a ton of sense as a trade piece, whether it's real life or 2K.
I think Bryson hit the head on the nail with Philly as a backup center. Because Drummond's
My thing is, though, I don't think there are a ton of great rim protecting centers on the market right now. Truly looking at it, I just don't see.
We know. We definitely know.
Well, Charlie Nix, our moderator, mentioned that Steven Adams would be nice, and I agree. I'd like Steven Adams. I know he's also injury prone, but it's an interesting piece because I think a guy like Steven Adams or even a guy like Clint Capella, here's the funny thing about them. They have no value, but somehow they're both going to get managed to get traded at the deadline. What's going to happen? They're going to get traded. The Rockets, to get rid of him, are going to trade a second-round pick with him. That team that acquires him, what's a bad team? Because we're just talking about him, so let's go with the Wizards. Shout out the Wizards management. That front office is very, very underrated. And say they trade for him.
Hey, Will Dawkins, Emerson College graduate, shout out.
Yeah, no, they're a great front office, and they're going to say any bad team they get traded to so the Hawks can go forward with Onkongwu, who looks nice, and so the Rockets can get one of the 7 million players that they have on their team off the roster, because for some reason the Rockets and the Orlando Magic feel like they have actually 25 players. I can't explain it. It just feels that way. And when you look at these teams, if they were to cut or buy out, rather, a Capella, a Steven Adams, who's at the top of the buyout market here going to? Where you know you can get in the game and protect the rim. It's the Knicks. It's obviously the Knicks. You go out there, you sign with the Knicks, you sign a Clint Capella, you sign a Steven Adams, you get a guy from the buyout market. I think the Knicks are going to keep that 14th spot open for the buyout market, especially because if they decide that Matt Ryan's not cutting it. Also, Dariel, I looked it up, 1.5 threes made on 3.5 attempts per game, or 3.3 attempts per game last season. And looking at what the Knicks are going to do, if they don't like Matt Ryan's production, they have until January or February 3rd to guarantee the contract. It's a non-guaranteed deal right now. They have months to not guarantee that contract. If they don't want to guarantee that contract, that's no money lost on them, no more money towards the second apron. They can go out there and still make two different signings, one of them being, say, Landry Shamet is healthy, or maybe going for Lonnie Walker, and the other one being a guy in the buyout market who you could sign for the league minimum, and you could avoid that second apron, and then bang, bang, boom, you have two more role players added onto your team. You have rim protection. You have Mitchell Robinson insurance. You have another guy to play if Matt Ryan's not working out. The Knicks have done a good job at creating flexibility where there's no flexibility, and it's something that we're going to notice a lot later in the season when we see them being fiends for the buyout market, being guys at the trade deadline, kind of sitting and waiting to see what's going to happen, potentially moving Precious Achiuwa or Jericho Sims for a trade that brings them in less money to a team that has positive salary, where you could give an extra $3 million to them and they could take it back to where the Knicks free up $3 more million that they could use to sign. Then you have, if you're the Knicks, you have somewhere around $7 million. That's two good contracts right there for the rest of the season. You solidify the team at All-Star break, and I do think the Knicks are going to be a lot better than 500 around the All-Star break. I think with the Knicks, it's going to be these first 20 games. They're going to look around 500. They've done this repeatedly every single year they've made the playoffs in the 2020s. They've been around 500 until somewhere near the January, February area, and then they just click. I mean, sometimes it's a trade, whether it's trading for Derrick Rose and winning 9 straight games, whether it's trading for Josh Hart and winning 9 straight games, when it's trading for OG Anunoby and winning every game in January except for 2 of them, and one of them you lost by 3 points to the Orlando Magic when Jalen Brunson was out with an ankle injury. And
wait, Chris, you think they're going to be a lot better than 500?
I think they're going to be noticeably better. Like,
can you give me how many games?
Games
like
over?
Like,
yeah. 8-ish, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but my bad.
No, that's really...
Chris,
Yeah.
why did that happen? Why do they? Yeah, I understand the team was a lot better with OG after that trade, so that makes a ton of sense. But why do you think the Knicks start off so slow and then are able to turn it on and find a groove later in the season? Because shouldn't every team be gelling better at that point? So every team should theoretically be playing better.
Well, I think part of it's Jalen Brunson's a noted slow starter. This has been
Right.
routine for Brunson at this point, where he starts a season and the worst basketball he plays is for the first month and a half. The first 6 weeks of the season, Jalen Brunson, he warms up. He gets better as the months go on. He's better in the playoffs than he is in the regular season, and he's better after the All-Star break than he is before the All-Star break. Remember, his first year in New York, by the time the season was over, it was objective. Jalen Brunson was the best player on the New York Knicks. There was an All-Star that season, and it was Julius Randle. And Julius deserved it more than Jalen Brunson. But then, come playoffs, you see Jalen Brunson against the Cleveland Cavaliers put up 27 points per game and lead them in 5 games past the team where we thought we were going to have their star player in Donovan Mitchell. And instead, the guy we signed, who everyone said was a nepotism hire that wasn't really going to help, or nepotism signing after getting Rick and just doing something that was a terrible move. I was not a big fan of it. I thought it helped the team. I thought it was going to help RJ Barrett's production. That's what I thought. That was my.
Well,
That
you thought they were going to overpay him like crazy.
Yeah.
I remember I walked into your room and I'm like, yo, this Jalen Brunson guy actually looks really, really good.
like,
You
no, he
covered
doesn't.
your ears. You're like, no, the Knicks are
Yeah.
about to overpay him like crazy. But Chris,
No, the thing, Matt, my bad. Hold on 1 second. The thing is that last season, the trade for OG Anunoby is the one that made us go on a winning streak. The season before that, it was the trade for Josh Hart that made us go on a winning streak in the middle of the season. This year, is there a player out there that we're going to trade for that's going to help us go on a winning streak
I think it's
around
the
the
return
All-Star
of Mitchell
break?
Robinson.
Or is it the return of Mitchell Robinson?
It's getting
and-
that new player. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's just, again, Mitchell Robinson. We're depending on Mitchell Robinson. Like, I don't think that's gonna help us propel us to go to be better than 500 around the All-Star break.
I feel like the acting thought is that Mitchell Robinson is always hurt. He's hurt every other year, which means this year, 2 thumbs up. We're good. He's healthy this year.
That's
Dude,
risky, man.
Dude,
That's risky.
odd
Going
number
on
years.
that,
Odd number years, dude. He's healthy.
going on that. Come on, man. Going on that is risky. I want my player to be just available. I hate to sound corny, but the best ability is availability. And Mitchell Robinson for the last few seasons has been an injury question mark. And yeah,
He
so
also bodied Evan Mobley and Jared Allen simultaneously and made Jared Allen say the lights were brighter than expected.
brighter than expected. Right, right. Oh,
Chris,
actually, no, Matt, go ahead. Matt, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, no,
Matt.
Chris, I just had one question for you because I wanted to hit one of the comments. D. Brasco was asking, do you think the Magic, I got to bring this up because he went to Duke. You think the Magic make Wendell Carter II available? Or Wendell Carter Jr.?
Dookie.
Probably. I'd say yeah. I would imagine.
You'd say yes, really. I'm with Dariel. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I would say they eventually make that happen because they'd rather, if he stays healthy, they like Jonathan Isaac at center.
Isn't he out? Isn't Wendell Carter out with an injury?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
on my
he
fantasy
usually
team.
is.
What is it? What's the injury?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I don't know.
Yo, but I think we need to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. I think it's time. I'm not
What
worried.
do you want to talk, what do you want to talk about him?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. What are they? 13.
I remember
right?
this. I remember this.
I
No,
agree with
absolutely.
Charlie Nix real quick. I got to butt in for our guy because Charlie
What'd
Nix
he
is
say?
our mod. He said that he wants to see the Brunson, McHale, OG, Cat, Mitch lineup. That solves every single problem. That team doesn't. There's everything right with that starting lineup. They're not missing out on anything. They have playmaking, defense, shooting. They have it all.
All right, Dariel, what are we talking about the Cavs for? Are you scared yet?
No, absolutely not. 13-0. But I want to ask everybody else. Like Bryson, I want to ask your point of view being in the Western Conference. Do the Cleveland Cavaliers being 13-0 impress you? Are they even on your radar? Matt, obviously, I want to know what are your thoughts about the Cleveland Cavaliers? Chris as well. Bryson, what's up? What do you think?
So the Cavs, I knew they were going to be a good team. I wasn't expecting them to start off like this. Part of
Nobody
that
did.
due to the fact that I thought New York, the Knicks, I thought you guys would, done a little bit better to start off. You guys were able to keep it a close game against Cleveland, 110-104 when you guys played. And then I expected them to lose to a team like Milwaukee when they had 2 games back-to-back against them. I expected them to lose one of those, and somehow they pulled off a 1-point victory, then 2-point victory. I have it pulled up right here. Then I was like, okay, Golden State's off to a hot start. Surely they lose to Golden State. Then they blew them out of the water. So now I'm just kind of like, can this team actually lose? The problem is they don't have a bona fide like first or second All-NBA team guy on there. They have a, All-NBA third team caliber player in Donovan Mitchell. All right. He could definitely be All-NBA third team. But even then, at the end of the day, there are so
Finally,
many talented
someone
guards
else.
in the Western Conference that I'm just like, I don't know if he can make it. I think he's the second best shooting guard in the league. But the problem is there's so many good point guards now where really the shooting guard position has gone obsolete. It doesn't matter anymore. So it's just one of those things where I'm like, it's confusing to watch them be that good. But I think the reason they are is because they don't have a superstar player in any position. They have great and good players all across the board. And it
Right.
just meshes well for some reason. I mean, Evan Mobley off to a fantastic start. Donovan Mitchell doing well. Even Darius Garland has been playing well. It's just one of those things where somehow they're finding a way. And it's just kind of funny. They're doing it like how any anime would go. Like they went through the power of friendship. That's what I'm seeing right now. They're just winning through the power of friendship. That's all. Now, I do think they're going to lose.
Or us.
They still get a hand wave from me.
Yeah, same.
I think they lose November 19th. They play Boston. They have to go to TD Garden. I think they lose that game. That's their first loss of the season. Even then, that puts them at 15-1. Like, this has been an insane start for them. And the fact that they have to play Eastern Conference teams, and no offense to the Eastern Conference, but especially the division that they're in, you get to play the Bulls, Pistons, Pacers, and Bucks, who are washed up right now 4 times a year. Realistically,
Yeah.
they should sweep their division. That's 16 wins right there. The Southeast Division isn't that good either. They're headlined by really the best team in the Southeast Division are the Charlotte Hornets. They could beat every single one of those teams 3 times. The toughest division right now in the Eastern Conference is Atlantic with Boston, New York, and Philly. But even then, you have the Nets and Raptors in there. The Eastern Conference, matter of fact, is just weak. And so they're racking up a ton of wins because of that. You're going to see
Maddie.
them lose to a bunch of Western Conference teams, like when they play the Thunder, when they play the Nuggets, when they play the Warriors again, when they play Dallas, when they're finally meshed together in January. That's when you're going to see them rack up losses. But when they play Eastern Conference teams, you can almost expect a win from them at this point.
Maddie, what's up?
Yeah, so I think the East is charm and soft right now. The Knicks are below 500, and they're like third or fourth in the East, which just should be impossible. They're fourth. Thank you, Chris. That's ridiculous. I don't know how that happens. He was going through the divisions, the one with the Bucks and the Bulls, like that, their own division.
Central.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Central's a joke. Southeast,
Bucks, Bulls, Pistons,
awful.
Cavs, Pacers.
Yeah, I mean, you said the Pistons. I'm not going to say the Pistons. I didn't realize we were talking about the G League. So
I'm just
not
talking about all the time.
not going to bring them up. Dude, hey, they almost took down the Bucks though, who look like a G League team right now. Oh my goodness, the Bucks are handing out free wins right now. I know Giannis is, might be childish, but he's still putting up a ton of points, bro. He can hang points on anybody.
It's the Milwaukee Giannis's at this point. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's the Milwaukee Giannis's. There's no one there.
The Giannis's? Oh, they can't be the Cooper Flags because that ship has sailed to the Brooklyn Nets. Hey, the Brooklyn Nets are
Flag's
tanking.
going to the Thunder. I will die on this hill. Cooper Flag is going to find.
I was gonna say, is there a world where the Thunder thinking about packaging a ton of those first round picks together, which you guys have a ton of, and sending them away for a like it's a rookie?
Well, if the Clippers remember that they're not a good team, all right, that's the thing. We have the rights to swap with them, and they're supposed to be a horrible team this year. We have the unprotected swap rights with the Clippers, and there is a realistic world when you look at all the draft picks in the past few years. It has never been a top 3 odds, like, the 3 teams that have a 14% chance to get number 1 pick that get it. It's always someone that's supposed to fall 7 through 8. And realistically, the Clippers are looking like they're around that area. And so the Thunder could end up, if not with the number 1 overall pick, a top 5 pick, and even get like an Ace Bailey in this draft, where this draft is loaded this year.
Yo, if you guys get Cooper Flag, that would be crazy. But yo,
it's over for the league.
Yeah,
it'll be over for the league.
Like, is Cooper Flag really like that? I mean, like,
oh my God, he's insane.
Yeah.
He's good. I've seen his highlights. But like, there's been talk around the basketball world saying that Cooper Flag, his first game against Maine, he had 18. Then the second game against Army, 13. He recently
Did you not see what he was doing against Team USA over the summer?
You gotta look at the assists. He is like a pass first guy, and he still leads Duke in scoring.
First game, he had 5 against Maine. Second game against Army, he had 3. Then 3 days ago against Kentucky, which they lost, he had 26, but he had 11 rebounds and 2 assists. I did see what he do against Team USA during the summer, which was impressive. I don't know. I gotta watch more. Cooper Flag. I haven't really watched.
I think he's legit
this season.
Yeah, so he sold the game against Kentucky, but that's what happens when you put the ball at the end of the game in the hands of a true freshman. They're gonna make mistakes. But when he's playing right now, he's not their number 1 go-to scorer. That's Con Kneppel, who ridiculous name, but great player. He's just racking up assists from Cooper Flag right now.
The best name in basketball is Boo Buie.
Not Boo Buie.
Oh, that's his name, Boo Buie. Dude,
who is that?
He's on the Knicks.
He's on the Knicks.
He's our two-way guy. He's our two-way point guard.
And there you go. Yo,
hey, the best name in basketball is Ray Allen Jr. for the Emerson College Lions.
That's absurd. That is absurd.
Yeah. That is a crazy name.
So we have the son of Ray Allen playing for us.
Dude, what about Chuck Woody?
That is pretty fire.
Madumbum? He's not really in the league anymore.
You made that up.
No, Chuck Woody Bear Madumbum, former Cleveland Cavalier.
Dude. Okay. Now with Bryson, if the Thunder do get Ace Bailey, the league gotta be put on notice. He's gonna need a year or two, as all rookies
If the Thunder
do,
just end up with a top 5 pick, it's going to be dangerous.
I'm hearing that this is one of the best draft classes in like 25 years.
The 1 through 15 picks could be legit, like, franchise-turning players, is what I'm hearing.
I absolutely agree.
1 through 15?
Yes.
Franchise changing? That's a lot.
No, not all of them. Not all of them, Dariel. Like, any of those picks has the potential to be one. Unlike last year, where first overall pick is like Michael Porter Jr.
Not even.
Yeah, no.
No, that was the comp. They were saying that they're like, this guy could turn into a Michael Porter Jr. I'm like, that's what we used the first overall pick on. Like, you realize they got Wemby last year, right?
Are you talking about what was the first Rasha or Sar?
Zachary
Sar.
Rasha.
So
because Sar said he was not going to Atlanta.
Yeah, I
He
didn't
didn't say
why
his
He was going to pull an Eli Manning and hold out. He was.
As he should.
Yeah.
Yikes.
People underrate the importance of landing spot as a rookie. Whether it's the NFL, like in the NFL, you see it with quarterbacks all the time. You could be a generational prospect like Caleb Williams, and if you go to a bad franchise, it doesn't matter. The NBA is the same way. If they mishandle your development, it could work out where you're not as good as you should be.
Do we think Shedeur
we're
Sanders
seeing this
is gonna
with
do that?
Yeah, Dion's gonna do it for him and his teammate Travis Hunter.
What teams?
Colorado. Oh, probably like I said, Jets, Panthers, Browns.
Understandable.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, you hear all these ex-players go on podcasts saying that like where you get drafted is as important as like what number you get drafted because the situation, being able to play your game, being able to show how you're able to affect the team. So, man, I 100% agree with you. But I guess one of the last things about the Cleveland Cavaliers, just like Bryson kind of alluded to, was just the teams that they were playing. I got the teams, I got their record right in front of us, right in front of me. The first game was against Toronto. They should have won. Detroit should have won. Washington should have won. The Knicks, we should have won that game, but they got the W, so respect to them. They got a W against the Lakers, respectable. Orlando Magic, respectable. Then November 2nd and number 4th, it was 2 games against the Milwaukee Bucks. They're a nightmare. We all know about that. The Pelicans are injury. They're just riddled with injuries. The Golden State Warriors, I guess, is a respectable win. Brooklyn Nets, come on. The Chicago Bulls, they're a bit of a mess. The Philadelphia 76ers. Like, I don't want to say that this 13-0 is fugazi, but yo, just looking at the schedule is like it's very favorable. So it's just something to keep an eye on for the rest of the season. Don't know how long this will last, but again, Donovan Mitchell being your best player, I don't know how far you can. I don't know how much you can depend on that. So wherever you guys want to go now,
Look,
that's all
I need to ask a question because Charlie Knicks is right. Let's get back to the Knicks. See, this is why we need you, Charlie. We need you to keep us on track. That's why you're the elite moderator, because without you, we just go on random tangents about Shedeur Sanders. And the Cavs. But Jericho Sims, man. Yikes.
Chris, if you are Tom Thibodeau, is Jericho Sims getting that last minutes as a center, or is Huck Porty getting him?
I am part of the Huck Porty hive.
Give him to Huck Porty, man.
Dude, Huck Porty yammed it all over Evan Mobley, and then he never touched the floor again.
No, he didn't. I remember that being a foul, so that actually was not a real dunk, Chris.
Yeah, he got that rookie whistle right in there.
I mean, it was. He did extend his arm. So.
Yeah,
no,
but
it
everyone
was a
does
foul.
extend,
It was
everyone
a foul,
extends their
but
arm.
everyone would have gotten it. And if it was John Collins dunking, it would have been a defensive foul.
Bro, we saw Anthony Davis a few years ago in the Pelicans go up for a dunk and fully karate chop Ron Baker's face into breaking it.
Hey, chill on Ron Baker, chill.
I'm saying that it was a BS foul that they called on Ron Baker, who's the GOAT. Did you know he retired to sell real estate or something?
I watched Ron Baker in high school when I was living in Kansas for like 2 years. Bro was insane.
Dude, he was better than Fred VanVleet at Wichita. He was clearly better than Fred
Wichita. Wichita State shocker legend.
Awesome. Those were awesome games to watch.
Legend.
The Fred VanVleet Ron Baker duo was unbelievable at Wichita State.
I'm telling you, my next jersey I'm buying is a Washington Wizards Ron Baker jersey.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
He was on the Wizards?
Yeah.
He was on the Wizards.
Right after the Knicks, right after the Knicks waived him. He played a few games on the Wizards, then got cut and never played again, retired. He played in Russia for a little bit. But yeah, I agree with Charlie where the Knicks just should try Ariel Hukporti. Clearly Jericho Sims, like, dude, he got a beautiful offensive rebound and then just fell out of bounds last game. Like, even when he does something good, it just feels like it doesn't go his way. It feels like he's lost on the court. He looks like a raw prospect who, if he just figures it all out, would be a very solid piece. The problem is he's in year 4 and he's 26 years old. Like, he's Isaiah Hartenstein's age, and the guy is still trying to figure out basketball. Like, that's problematic.
Yo,
I just want to say something about Hartenstein real quick. I just want to say something. He is taking part in pregame warmups right now. Shooting floaters with his left hand, no problem, going through. He's shooting 3 balls, looking good. Looks promising. He's going to be back next week. That's all I got to say.
Well, good news for you, Bryson. Yo, but going back to the Jericho Sims thing, yo, this isn't a knock on Jericho Sims because I've been watching. Last night I saw the highlights from 2 days ago because yesterday it was only Dallas and Utah. But 2 days ago there was a lot of NBA games and I watched the highlights of all those games. And the one thing that stuck out to me is every time a big man gets a rebound, dude, they're not even looking to put it back up. They're automatically looking to kick it back out for 3-point. It infuriates me so much. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Jericho Sims, that's what he does. If he gets a rebound and he just looks to go back up, he's going to gain the trust of Tibbs. But I don't know what the hell is wrong with him, man. It's like his brain is programmed to just get the rebound and automatically look behind the 3-point line. And you can say that's today's NBA landscape, but I absolutely hate that. Whenever you get the ball, look at the rim or look to make a play. Stop with this looking to get rid of it as if it's like a hot potato. I hate that so much, man. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, the best time to shoot a three is off of an offensive rebound. And right now, you may not like it, but the league is all about shooting threes.
Yo, but when you have the ball right underneath the rim, are you kidding me? Go back up. I don't care, bro.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand why you're frustrated. But Dariel, I'm gonna give you something else to potentially be frustrated, or maybe not. People in the comments are saying that OG Anunoby is overpaid and they're frustrated with him getting the amount of money that he's getting. Is he overpaid? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, no, he's not overpaid. The guy's a menace.
He just
He's
equals
going off.
winning.
I agree.
He equals winning. He does everything right. There's a reason why the Thunder almost signed him. Like, the Thunder...
Oh my God.
To give Bryson some love and his team some love, because I am very pro Thunder.
OG on the Thunder is nuts.
There's a reason why before, or maybe after the Caruso trade, I think, still, the Thunder wanted to sign OG. There were 4 teams that were really gunning for OG. There was the Knicks.
I don't think they were gunning for him at first. I will say they were gunning for Nicholas Claxton at first.
Yeah.
That was the #1 target for the Thunder. Get Claxton. That was what they're going afterwards. Then after that, it was a mix between like, okay, which Nick can we get? OG or Hartenstein? Which one are we going to get first?
Yeah, and essentially what happened was after the Knicks traded for McHale, there was the thought that what if OG wants to leave because he's watching his role get taken by McHale for the power of friendship. And there's a lot of thought that the Knicks had to give OG that contract for him to not go walking. And look, there's no way around it. Sam Presti's phenomenal at his job, and there's a reason.
Emerson graduate.
Really?
Oh, man.
We have 3 NBA GMs right now. We have Presti Dawkins over with Wizards, and I can't remember his name, but he also the GM of the Magic.
Bryson, if you become the 4th, are you hiring?
Maybe. We'll see. That's why I went to school here. We'll see.
Are you hiring me, though?
I'd hire the whole Digest media crew. I'd be willing to find
one person
some way.
invited you to Happy Hour, so remember that when hiring, when positions come around.
I know you're my assistant GM, so we can constantly be rebuilding.
I love it. Let's do it. Let's just be fiends for draft picks.
Let's rack up the picks. Why not?
Yeah,
let's rack up the picks.
Stack picks, and then be draft gurus. But yeah. Look, and because we're gonna close this one out a bit early because our guy Bryson does have. He's a busy man. He's got things to do. He's a college athlete, man. Like, it's tough to get these guys sometimes. But, look. Essentially, yes, sir, Charlie Knicks. Guys, once again, White Claw hooked me up. All I had to do, and this deli also really hooked me up. I walked into this deli and gave them money, and they gave me a 6-pack of White Claws for free after I paid them for it. Like, it was sick. So, shout out to that deli. But look, I do think there's a reason OG's making superstar money because he wins basketball games. He equals wins. Like, there's a reason why the Knicks traded away 2 very nice young players for OG Anunoby. The man just wins. He just equals winning. There's nothing he does wrong. He goes out there, is one of the most, maybe the most versatile defender in the NBA. He guards 5 positions. He hits corner threes at a 46% rate. He's a great shooter in general. It's showing that has some of the best cuts in basketball. OG does everything right, except he just isn't good at ball handling. If the man had a tight handle, he would damn near be Kawhi. Like, it's the ball handle.
There's a little bit of a question mark regarding his durability.
Yes, absolutely. He's going to miss 20 games this season. At some point, OG's going to get injured, and it's a bummer to know. But usually it's not a season ender. The only time we've seen OG get an injury that's ended his season was in 2019 when the Raptors won the NBA Finals without OG. And, I mean, we saw how much OG came back and was better through learning from Kawhi Leonard, a guy who he plays remarkably similar to. So I wouldn't say he's overpaid because, first of all, look at a guy like Jaden McDaniels. OG is better at defense alone than Jaden McDaniels as of right now. He wasn't, but now, as of today, he is. And also adds way more offensively than a guy like McDaniels who struggles to hit the 3-ball. And McDaniels is getting paid a similar contract. I don't really think this is an end-of-the-world signing the way that some people do. And also, on the sense of McHale, yes, the Knicks gave a ton of draft picks for him. because they believe that Mikal, like OG, is just going to equal winning games. Has he lived up to it 11 games in? Not exactly. Am I worried? Not really. I understand.
That's not all on Mikal though.
Absolutely not. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's a little more on Coach Tibbs not really implementing him in the offense as well.
Yeah, Mikal has also gone through a bunch of stages where he's on the Suns, had a very clear-cut role, goes to the Nets, is the leading scorer, putting up, when he got to the Nets, like 30 points per game, or not that much, but nearby, like 20-something points per game on the Nets. Next year turns around and is in some weird role where Spencer Dinwiddie even said, he's like, yeah, we basically had no idea what we were doing. It's like we weren't even being coached. Like, the season made no sense. Like, they were just playing Cam Thomas style of basketball, of complete freelance, whatever, I guess I'll shoot the ball type of basketball.
You mean scoring leader this year, Cam Thomas?
He's great, don't get me wrong. But, like, I mean in the sense of, like, there's this very freelance, Dariel's favorite ball-stopping style of Cam Thomas. Dariel hates ball stoppers more than anyone ever, and I know many people feel this way. I think Dariel leads the tribe.
No, I mean, Cam Thomas, I don't mind watching Cam Thomas. I hate the James Harden a la 2018 Houston Rockets type of ball stoppers.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle was a little a lesser version of that. But Cam Thomas, yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But if I ever seen someone have a green light, that boy just, as soon as he steps into the parking lot, he is letting it go. Yeah. But tonight against the Brooklyn Nets, man, because the Brooklyn Nets, they're interesting, man. They're like a scrappy team. You definitely got to respect them. And
they don't have anything to lose. They're horrible. No one's expecting them to win. They just don't care
horrible.
At this point.
They're not horrible.
I think they're underrated.
Not horrible. They're not horrible.
They have a ton of good role players.
They contend, like Boston Celtics. They keep giving the Boston Celtics sometimes. I think they played them twice this season, and both games wasn't a blowout. Games. And we played them back to back, and I think we're gonna split the back to back. We're gonna win one and lose one, honestly.
Look, I mean, Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thomas, Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton. All good role players in the NBA. All deserve. I mean, you should trade 4 of the 5 of them. Keep Thomas. Trade the rest of them. Why not? Stack up picks. These guys are worth something. Like,
Ben Simmons is playing every other game again still.
Yeah, basically.
Because of his back, I think.
Basically, his back's just destroyed. There's no way.
And he's coming off the bench now too, right?
Yep. It's just it's very sad to see the way that Ben Simmons is. I think a lot of it was he didn't care a ton, and then also had a back injury. I think it's a mix of both. But because we're winding down a bit, the Knicks game is starting soon. Bryson has some things to do. I love to end these happy hours the same way when we have a guest on, and sometime soon we're gonna not have a guest on, but Bryson had to get on here. We've been talking about this for months.
I had to.
You had to hop on. All right, Bryson, you ready for the 3-on-1 of what team wins the 7-game series?
Sure.
If you guys think the Thunder would beat the Knicks, like I do, just lie. Literally say argue why the Knicks would win. Because I understand the Thunder are objectively, as of right now, better than the Knicks. But take the side of the Knicks, to my other Knicks Digest people out here. Why do you guys think your team would win? Bryson, since it is a 1-on-3 and you are the video's guest, we're definitely going to start with you. Break it down.
First off, we have the MVP of the league this year, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Mr. Consistent, night in, night out like the Tide. All right, 31 points per game. That's what he's going to give you every single time, along with right now 7 boards and 7 assists, 2 steals per game, a block per game, 55% shooting from the field, 35% shooting from 3. He's going to knock down all his free throws as well. He barely turns the ball over. Next, we have arguably the best perimeter defender in the league in Luguentz Dort, the Dortcher Chamber. All right, no one can get by him. No one at all. He held Luka to his worst playoff series ever last year. And yes, the Mavericks did win, but he held Luka to 23, 8, and 5 a game last year on like 36% shooting from the field. He was locking him down. Arguably, if Shai wasn't the best player in the league, Luka was. All right, he was locking him down. Next, we have Jalen Williams, J-Dub, who's a dog. All right, he goes off. He's playing the center right now. He's one of the best young players in the league. Chet Holmgren, when healthy, I might go ahead and say it. He's been playing better than Wembanyama this year. He has been playing better than Victor Wembanyama this year when he was healthy.
That's a fact.
Just straight up, that's a fact. And then whoever our 5th starter is, whether that's Alex Caruso, who is also arguably the best perimeter defender in the league as well. He already has 2 all defensive nods to his name. And when people are talking about, oh, who's the defensive player of the year, Caruso always gets votes and nods at it. All right. Isaiah Hartenstein, former Knicks guy, iHeartRadio coming to you from OKC. He's also going to be a dog right there. All right. Aaron Wiggins, he saved basketball. One of the most underrated players in the league. Isaiah Joe, who the 76ers gave up, let him go in free agency, and we signed him to a minimum deal, and he's become one of the best sharpshooters in the entire league. Cason Wallace, promising young defender as well. Ousmane Dieng, who hasn't played much, but he has potential, who the Knicks also traded away to the Thunder. I will let you guys know that. The Knicks traded away Ousmane Dieng to the Thunder. On draft night. Jay Will, our backup center, who's the heart of this team as well. Like, we just have guys at every single level, not to mention our second-round draft pick that the Knicks also traded away to us. AJ Mitchell has been playing like a top 10 rookie in the league so far on like 15 minutes a game. He's been criminally underrated, and we're not even healthy right now. Our lottery pick isn't even playing because he had ACL surgery. We won't get him till next year. But even then, our team is just insanely stacked, 1 through 10, really 1 through 11. Where I truly think we can beat any team in a 7-game series.
Do either of you guys want to go, or do you want me to go?
Well, I had one question because he said that they had like the favorite for MVP, and then he started talking about the Thunder.
Yeah.
Because like the Thunder definitely don't have any MVP favorites. I don't know about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, the offense is great, but there's more to basketball than just scoring points. So I understand the team around him is really, really good, and Chet Holmgren's really, really good.
He was one of the best defenders last year. He led the league in steals last year, man.
Yeah.
He had stats that only 2 other players in NBA history had ever done before. All right? He averaged 30 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals on 50% shooting. The only other 2 players to do that, Michael Jordan in 1992, which is arguably his best season ever, one of the best seasons of basketball of all time, then unanimous MVP Stephen Curry. All right? He is a top 10 two-way player in the league. I will die on that hill. He is a top 10 two-way guard in this league.
His defense looked a little suspect in the playoffs.
He looks really good. What do you mean? He was the only bright side of the Thunder in the playoffs.
Okay. No. Because Dort.
Yes, he was.
Because Dort. So
he was.
no.
Dort. Yeah, Dort was playing well. I'm just saying, like, he was the bright side of the Thunder in the playoffs. All right, he was doing everything he could to get us to the conference finals.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't see someone, and I understand that historically over the last few seasons he's struggled against the Thunder. I do not see someone on the Thunder who's going to be able to deal with Karl Anthony Towns right now. I mean, the man is an elite scorer. He's strong. He gives you everything you want. If Mitchell Robinson's out there, if there's a size discrepancy that the New York Knicks can take advantage, that starting lineup of Brunson, McHale, OG, Towns, Mitchell Robinson, that is a big, big team. That is a bunch of second chance
that can't shoot the 3 ball.
That can't shoot the 3 ball. Mikal Bridges
Karl Anthony Towns can't shoot the 3 ball.
Karl Anthony Towns, the best.
Big Bodega, you mean the big brick? All right,
the
he's
man
big
who
brick. Come to
he's
OKC,
shooting
he's gonna put up so many
51%
bricks, it's
from
gonna
3.
build a new tower for us.
He's shooting 51% from 3 this season.
I don't care.
Meanwhile,
fake news.
Mikal Bridges shoots 45% from the corner 3. OG
I don't trust anyone
46.
with a broken jump shot like his. All right,
His
I don't
broken
trust anyone
jump
with a broken
shot,
jump shot like
that's
his.
right.
Then don't
They-
trust Chris. Do not trust a word out of Chris's mouth.
Yeah,
Then
my jump shot. No, it's got better. It's gotten better. I've been working at it.
wait. It's supposed to be against Bryson. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah.
No, but I'm thinking about the Thunder again. You talk about the torture chamber, a guy who can lock down the other team's #1 scorer. Imagine having 2 of them. We got OG and Mikal Bridges can both play.
Alex
amazing
Caruso.
defense. Yeah,
Brunson
he's
put
pretty
up
good.
40 on last time the 2 played against each other.
Caruso's
What
good,
do you
but
do against
can't
Dort, huh? What do you do against Dort? Don't hide the stats now. All right, don't hide
27
it. What do you do
points per
against
game
Dort?
last season against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I will say right now the field goal and 3-point percentage were not lovely, but 27 points per game against the Thunder. You now have a guy in Karl Anthony Towns to create a menacing switch where you put Towns onto a smaller guy. Towns is very good at drawing fouls, getting guys into foul trouble, putting up points, spreading the floor, getting Mitchell Robinson out there to just... One guy got bullied by Joel Embiid and the other one bullied him. The one who bullied him is on the New York Knicks still. This team... Shai's great. I'm very pro Shai. I love Shai. The Knicks have a very good team to stop Shai. Shai can't use his muscle on OG Anunoby.
You can't stop Shai.
Wait, Chris, I gotta cut in here. Carl Anthony Towns is out tonight with that knee.
Not surprising at all. He banged the
So
knees.
he's
Yeah.
He's okay.
So
Bruce,
we're
it's
gonna
knee
have to
contusion.
see the depth of this team is about to be tested because
Should I go
we
run
put
over
together.
to MSG?
No, you're gonna make it worse. Your knee is probably still worse than Cat's, even though he's out tonight.
My knee's definitely
Matt,
worse than that.
Matt, what they say about the knee? It's just
knee
soreness?
contusion?
What'd they
He
say?
banged knees with
Yeah,
Who
I saw
was it?
that. I saw that on Wednesday.
With
I forgot
Zach.
who it was.
Yeah,
him and
Okay.
Levine
Was
banged
it-
knees.
Was it Levine?
Yeah, it was Zach Levine. They banged knees.
Yeah,
Towns
I'm
caught
surprised
it.
he stayed in that game. It looked
Yeah,
like he
he
was
was
really
in-
hobbling.
Yeah, he
Even
was clearly in
for
pain.
defense, I thought the Knicks still had a timeout when we were playing defense against Chicago. I thought they were going to take him out for at least defense.
Yeah, but Matt or Dariel, do either of you want to argue in pro Knicks against the Thunder, or am I just gonna?
I mean, just for this year, I started college as a math major and dropped out. But even I could tell you that those draft picks that you're talking about, how we trade them to you, they're going to score 0 points this season. So they don't count.
I'm not even talking about draft picks. I'm talking about the people that turned into players for us due to the draft picks that you traded us.
Yeah, but
AJ
Ousmane
Mitchell,
Dieng,
Ousmane Dieng.
Moo Dang isn't doing anything.
Mu Dang is doing something. Also,
he's
someone
not.
else I saw in the chat from someone that was a difference maker. We have a coach. We have the coach of the year. Arguably, he's still the best coach in the NBA. It's either him or Missoula and Mark Daigneault. He is a mastermind. He is a guru. He is a sicko as well. Like, our coach is 10 times better than y'all, and we can find and draw up schemes to stop Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges with his broken-ass jump shot. We can find ways to stop them.
Feels like a lot
through our
of
coach.
calling.
Mikel's shot is not broken, man.
Yeah, it's an elite
fine,
shot.
Yes, it
yo.
is.
No,
Yes, it is. Have you
not.
seen that hitch?
It's
Have
not
you
there
seen
anymore.
it go down the hoop?
I don't care. All right, I don't watch. I don't
do.
watch or listen to people that have broken jump shots.
Dude, Bryson just hears some stats. He says a lot of stuff, and then when we get him with something that's actually factual, he just goes, "I'm not gonna hear it." He just
Don't
decides
care.
what he's gonna
Thunder
hear
and four.
what
Thunder and
he's
four.
not gonna hear.
God,
Thunder and
sweep.
4. I don't care.
Yeah, but I gotta ask: shouldn't the Cavs coach be like one of the front runners for head coach of the year at least?
Dude, JB Bickerstaff's a
Who
bad
is
coach.
100%.
He's a bad coach. I don't care. I mean, I'm
I
gonna pull
thought it was-
Bryson here. I don't care. JB Bickerstaff is not a good coach. I refuse to believe he's good at his job.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm on board with Chris. Like I'm
Yeah.
out.
He's just
JB
never been a good. It always
But
falls apart with this
wait,
guy.
is JB Bickerstaff the Cavs head coach?
Oh no, he's the Pistons head coach. I'm losing my
No,
mind.
he's Pistons.
I was
now.
gonna say that, and I looked it up. I said, I just want to be sure. I just
It's
want to be
Kenny
sure.
Atkinson who is a good
It
coach.
is Kenny Atkins.
Kenny
I thought it
Atkinson's
was
a great
JB
coach.
Bickerstaff, so I looked it up, and didn't make that mistake. But Kenny Atkinson, does he get any love for Coach of the Year?
Absolutely.
No, absolutely, 100%.
That's
Yo,
a good coach.
Deuce is out today too with left
Yeah,
knee.
illness.
Oh my God.
It's
So
all right.
Deuce is out. Cat's out. Oh
Chris
my-
gave him strep throat.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Guys, make sure to subscribe to Knicks Digest. I've talked for an hour straight with strep throat, and it's not fun. Guys, I was in the pharmacy getting my strep throat meds, and two guys. My pharmacy is in Penn Station. Two guys just right near the pharmacy. I was just slugging it out, getting ready for the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight tonight or something. They're just in a full fist fight, and I'm just
That's
sitting
good
there.
for you.
I'm just sitting there like, okay. But guys, the real question is, before we wrap this thing up, need to ask you guys all one time: Jake Paul or Mike Tyson? Who's winning tonight?
I'm going with Mike.
Oh, yeah. Old head alert. Old head alert. Give me Jake
I
Paul.
was gonna go with Jake Paul because I love an underdog, but nah.
Jake
I'm
Paul's
going-
Not-
the heavy
Jake
favorite.
Paul's the favorite. Jake Paul's
He's
the
a
favorite.
favorite.
Yeah,
Yo.
Mike
they're
Tyson's
fu-
58, dude.
Yeah. So here's what the
that's-
what
It's
the experts
Tyson.
what the experts are
Yes.
saying is they're fighting with beefier sparring gloves, so they're not gonna get knocked out. The rounds are shorter, which also lowers the chance of a knockout. So they think the fight's gonna go the distance,
8 rounds.
gonna go to decision, and they don't think Iron Mike is gonna have the stamina to hold up with Jake Paul.
No, I think
There's
Mike
no
has
no
2
question
rounds.
that there's funny stuff going on. There's no question that there's funny stuff in the contract.
It's rigged for Jake Paul. It is rigged for Jake Paul.
It has to be.
Yeah, 100%. I'm
No,
going with Mike.
I-
I'm going
yeah.
with Mike Tyson though.
And then one of the other experts said, you'd be stupid to pretend like you know what's going on, so you just gotta take the plus money and hope.
Nah, I'm going with I think that Mike Tyson's going to be tired after 4 minutes because he's 58 years old, boxing for the first time.
Mike Tyson is knocking this YouTube vlogger's ass out.
I hope so.
I am saying it right now.
I hope so.
He is knocking his ass out. I am sick and tired of this Jake Paul hype, truly, because he hasn't fought a real opponent yet.
Well, he fought Tommy Fury, who jabbed his
or,
face in, and then Jake lost. But $100.
Like, it is absurd. Like, I don't care who he's fought. He has fought bums. He hasn't fought a real opponent. This is
lost to one of them.
Realest opponent he's fought. And he's
so
58. He's about to be a registered senior citizen. That's who he's fighting, all right? Congrats. You beat 5'8" Nate Robinson. That's not much. Like, that's not saying much, man.
If Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson, is he certified?
I think he already is certified.
Sleeps him.
I think Jake Paul's a real boxer. I'll give it to him.
No, he's not.
He's got a real right hand. There's real power in that right hand. He's got a good right hook.
Yeah, if he knocks out Tyson, I don't think he's solidified. He knocked out a 60-year-old guy.
If Jake Paul's a real boxer, then Lunchleys are better than Lunchables, all right? That's simple. Like, that's all I got to say. Lunchleys don't have mold if Jake Paul's a real boxer.
Here's why I think Jake Paul's a real boxer. Because every single boxer that's ever come up has fought a bunch of cans to just go can crushing so their record can look nice. Jake Paul has done the same thing. He goes out there, fights Nate Robinson, who had never boxed before. Typically, guys who are 0-0 fight another guy who's 0-0 or 0-1 or 1-0.
He wasn't 0-0 is the thing.
Well, I guess
he had multiple fights beforehand.
Yeah, he beat Deji, KSI's friend.
Deji, who was like, what, 20 at the time?
Yeah, who was a child and short. Yeah, because Jake Paul was crushing cans. That's what happens. So what we're seeing now is he then goes and knocks out Nate Robinson, and ever since then, I've been rooting for anyone but Jake Paul. He then
this is how boxers build themselves up.
Yeah,
the only difference is with Jake Paul. With Jake Paul, it's on the world stage. Any other boxer would be fighting the same for their first 15 fights. They're always going against bums. The only problem is it's way more publicized, which of course makes it more annoying.
Interesting fights. I mean, after he beat Nate Robinson, he fought what's his face. I don't think he fought Ben Askren next, but he might have fought Ben Askren right after. Ben Askren was a guy coming off a hip replacement who had retired from MMA, came back to fight in the UFC, wins a controversial fight against Robbie Lawler where it wasn't clear through the bulldog choke if Robbie Lawler was out. Then what we see is Jake Paul go out there and knock out beat Tyron Woodley in a decision where Tyron Woodley rocked Jake Paul 6 ways to Sunday over one hit. But I don't know what happened there, but Jake Paul bounced off the weird ropes, and then the next time around, Tyron Woodley, who, mind you, at this point had lost to Colby Covington, lost to Kamaru Usman, lost his belt against Usman, goes out there, gets knocked out by Vicente Luque. The man was retired from MMA because the UFC was like, we're going to stop giving you fights. You keep losing, even though you're one of the great welterweight champions of all time. Mind you, Jake Paul's a 200-pound guy, and what's his name? Tyron Woodley's a 170.
The bad guy? Oh.
Yeah. And then after that comes two real boxers who Jake Paul, terrible boxers, but they're real fighters who are also low-level boxers. Jake puts them each away in 1 round. And then after that comes the Nate Diaz fight where Nate Diaz threw around 16 punches the entire time and just walked around doing Nate Diaz things that doesn't work in boxing. It only works in MMA because he can just weirdly heel hook you or do some weird stuff because he's a jiu-jitsu fighter mainly. And then he goes out there and he beat someone else in that span, but God knows who. Look, here's the thing.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that like 24/7 on Netflix? They had like 3 episodes
of Jake Paul
leading up to the fight. Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I saw it was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, Tyson, he's 60 years old, but the man he's moving like amazing.
You see he's locked in too. He's not playing around. You can't, that's the thing, you can't sell Mike Tyson on a fake fight. What if you hit Mike Tyson in the face, his instinct is to be, all right, well, I'm gonna eat your babies.
Like, there's no way. The only way Jake Paul does not get knocked out is if there's some funny stuff going on, which 100% there is in the contracts, like I said.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Jake Paul by decision. I would love to see Mike Tyson put him on his butt. I hope he does. I think that'd be real funny to see. Nate Diaz is not a hard hitter. Yeah, Nate Diaz is not a hard hitter. He's a literal jiu-jitsu main base MMA fighter who's 40 years old. Like,
look. Jake Paul versus Hulk Hogan next.
Bro, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing Jake Paul do exactly what most professional boxers do. They crush cans to prevent their zero. Jake Paul lost his zero. He boxed Tommy Fury, and Tommy Fury just kept backing Jake Paul up because Jake Paul doesn't have a jab and he doesn't know how to enter in. Jake Paul knows how to catch someone moving in on him. Mike Tyson moves in on you. That's the fear, is that Jake can catch him. The thing is, Mike Tyson was moving in on people his entire career because he's a 5'10" heavyweight fighter who won a belt by moving towards people. So the biggest argument for Tyson is the fact that he can avoid getting caught coming in on you. And Jake Paul's got no jab to back Tyson up. Jake Paul does not have a jab. Mike Tyson has real power, uses those hooks in a weird motion to get in on you. And if this happens, if Mike Tyson hits Jake Paul in the first round, Jake is not going to stay standing. Power doesn't leave, especially when you're Mike Tyson and you're certainly on steroids for this fight, as is Jake Paul. And, steroids don't help your chin. They help you knock someone out. Jake Paul, the one thing we don't know is how real of a chin he has. Mind you, he got dropped. He got dropped by Tommy Fury, who's not a power puncher. He's someone who's going to dance around you, move his head, hit you with a couple jabs, and that's what he did. He just didn't let Jake Paul enter because he kept jabbing him backwards, and Jake Paul lost a clear decision. Now what we're seeing is Jake Paul going out there, and he's fighting a guy in Mike Tyson who Jake's not going to be able to find a jab on him because Jake throws weird, not full-armed jabs where he's not fully putting his arm out there. He's, kind of pulling his jab back, and all of it's just to hope to God that he can land that right hook because all he's got is a right hook and an overhand right. Outside of that, there's nothing else to Jake Paul's game. But also, we've kept Bryson here long enough, and, well, frankly, this has nothing to do with the Knicks. But it is fun to talk about.
Yeah. The comments do want to know, Huck Porty or Jake Paul?
Obviously, Huck Porty. Huck Porty wins in one. He hits him with a spinning wheel kick. I don't care if it's boxing.
A spinning rebound. No, he hits him with one of these. He
dunks on him like he dunked on Evan Mobley. Do you want to get punched by a 58-year-old Mike Tyson? No, I get knocked out. So will Jake Paul if he lets Mike Tyson in. You see Jake's face after Tyson slapped him for stepping on his foot? You can't tell Mike Tyson, hey, pull your punches against Jake Paul. This is a fun fight. He's not Floyd Mayweather, who's going to purposely not knock Logan Paul out. Mayweather hit Logan so hard.
I think people forget Mike Tyson got his training in prison.
Yeah. And also, he beat up some random guy on a plane once because he was annoying him.
I don't think people understand that Mike Tyson doesn't play around.
No.
If he's going to fight someone, he's going to fight him. He's going to act like it's to the death. Yeah. That's who Mike Tyson is. People don't realize that. And he's going to try to kill Jake Paul tonight. That's the kind of person he is.
And he's locked in a ring with someone. He knows what to do. And also, with Mayweather, when Mayweather swung and hit Logan Paul, Logan did he did the cha-cha shuffle. And Floyd Mayweather actively ran up and clinched to hold Logan Paul up and let him breathe. After the fight, Mayweather was asked about the fight and said, I'm the greatest there's ever been at legal bank robbery. He fully admitted to throwing a fight. You're now looking at a guy like Mike Tyson, where if Jake Paul punches him in the face, Mike Tyson's not going to like that. He's insane. No. He's going to throw a full force hook into Jake Paul's eye. It's just what's going to happen. There's no faking it with Mike Tyson.
Yo, how much do you guys have to get paid to get knocked out by Mike Tyson?
It would cost so much money.
You can't pay me anything because I'm going to die.
Yeah,
I'm going to die.
I'm much bigger than him. It doesn't matter.
Pay me.
My feet will lift off the ground.
I need 50 mil.
Yeah, I need
50 mil. Money. You're telling me 2 million.
50 mil ain't bringing you back to life. It's not bringing you back to life, man.
I'm literally
kills you. He said knocks you out.
Okay, I'm not literally gonna stand there and just wait for him to hit me. I'm gonna be fighting back, but
fighting back, yeah, sure, yeah, fighting back. The tears cry out once he hits you.
Fighting back.
Yo, bro. One thing you don't know about New Yorkers is we don't take from nobody. New York all
Isn't
day,
Mike Tyson from New York?
Yeah, Brownsville, Brooklyn. But I'm saying, as me in a ring with Mike Tyson, I'm not gonna let him just smack me around. I'm gonna hit him and then run away as much as
Dariel would sign the contract saying you can knock me out for 45 mil and then try to fight back. Be like, nah, I can't do this. Void the contract. I'm fighting.
I mean, the thing is, none of us, as far as I know, are trained boxers. The second you go out like this and throw part of a punch, no matter what, the boxer's gonna be like, oh, I see your chin. Time to go. It's
Time
over.
to delete that.
Yeah, time to just absolutely send you into the stratosphere. I mean, it's not that hard to find a chin. It's why no one really outside of Mayweather ever won in a defensive-based boxing strategy. And he just let people tire him out by just the best head movement we've ever seen outside of maybe Ali. I don't know, guys. Bryson's got things to do, and frankly, I think we've talked about Jake Paul enough. What's Father Time's record again? Undefeated, obviously. Again, Jake Paul's going to win by decision. There's no doubt in my mind about it, but
Wait, did everybody give their picks for the fight?
That's what I was gonna say. We can't wrap this up before we talk about the game tonight, Chris.
Yeah, Jake Paul v decision. About the Knicks game. Also, the Knicks are going to win by 10.
Dariel, you talk about Knicks or fight?
I mean, I'm talking about both.
I thought we all said Paul by decision.
Except
no, me and Chris said Paul by decision. Dariel and Bryson said Tyson.
I don't know about.
Tyson.
I don't know. If anything, I don't know if it's a knockout.
Tyson
or
anyway.
Tyson's knocking his ass out.
Please win.
Yeah, I'm going Tyson. But as far as the Knicks, I'm definitely giving the Knicks the W tonight. Probably by 10 points, just like Chris.
With no cat.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They're fine.
God.
So, doesn't matter. I have Knicks winning 119 to 103.
Oh, okay. Hey, I have the Knicks winning every single night, but not without Cat. Give me Brooklyn 105, Knicks 104.
Matt, I hate you.
But
guys.
Knicks come back tomorrow and win the next game. Next game, the second, play the Nets twice in a row. Second game, Knicks win.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to another Knicks Digest Happy Hour. This has been interesting as always. Thank you so much to Bryson Atkins for pulling up onto the show. Bryson, as I tell all guests, you're always welcome back. We'll get you back on the show soon. Guys, thank you for tuning in to another Knicks Digest Happy Hour, episode 7. We're going to keep this thing going every Friday at 6 p.m. Strep throat or no strep throat, I'm coming at you talking. Guys, y'all know the vibes. If you're over 21, 16, feel free, knock one